there are certain voices or certain aspects of conservation, of environment justice, that do not get covered in these international big meetings and summits?
Yeah, I strongly feel the voices of indigenous people are very much not heard, or people are not given spaces in the decision making structures. Participation is not there. The indigenous voices are not heard. For that matter, I feel also the youth. The youth participation is not so strong or not so proactive. That is why youth's voices are also getting undermined in this kinds of institution. And having said that, also I would like to say that I had participated on 30th September 2020 in the UN first summit on biodiversity, for wherein I, being as a representative of indigenous youth and member of UN Secretary General's Youth Advisory Group on Climate Change, I highlighted that how indigenous communities have been protecting the biodiversity over the years. However, they are the ones whose rights are being violated in the name of conservation. Like through their traditional knowledge and practices, also they have been protecting the nature, and also by resisting the extractive developmental projects pursued by the states and corporation, they have been protect biodiversity. But if we see, they are the ones who are most affected by the climate crisis, yet not taken seriously. And that is why I strongly feel that the indigenous communities will be able to continue to protect biodiversity only when they feel secure, for which it is important that the rights over the land and forest is respected, recognized, and enforced.
And also talking about the really nice address that you gave recently on 30th September, which you also mentioned right now, the fact that you said, that there can be immense land grab in the name of conservation. And we are seeing that already. And it's scary what we are seeing. But Archana, do you think that when that happens, definitely it impacts Adivasis terribly? It impacts them. But do you think it has a different impact on Adivasi women separately?
Yes, definitely. Like it definitely has a very high and very adverse impact on the Adivasi women's, because if we, like, I coming from Kharia tribe and also have been doing evidence-based research on this, I have seen that the Adivasi women's are the ones who go to the forest to get the forest-based livelihood in terms of the food, which is source of food security. And having said that, also they are the ones who take care of the children in terms of the health care. And then if we see the livelihood, the food security, the healthcare, everything will be destroyed if there is land grabbing, because it is everything they are getting from the nature, everything they are getting from the forest. So that is one of the thing which is very much affected. And also the thing is ki, apart from these food security, health practices, and also uh, uh, apart from food security, health, and livelihood, another thing which is very often missed out is that atrocity and the violence which happens on women specifically when there is land grabbing and when there is inflow of outsiders. Often there has been seen that the women have been sexually assaulted, and their freedom of movement or freedom to access the spaces have been curtailed. And often I feel, we talk about women empowerment, we talk about women participation, but it will not be possible until and unless women are given their rights over the land and forest equally.
Right, right. That's true. And do you think that, I mean, this is just out of curiosity, but the way that Adivasi women, a woman, for instance, associates with the forest, with the land, is that different from how, say, a man would do?
Yeah, I think, like, as per my interaction which I have seen is, if I talk about the younger women per se, so the younger women are perceiving the forest and the nature as a mother, as a mother, the one who is giving us food, who is giving us shelter, who is giving us blessings when we have to go to any of our important aspects of life like marriage or culture. And they are also the ones who are protecting us. So similarly, when the mother gets older, we are taking care of her, protecting her from timber mafias, protecting her from forest fires, protecting from her from any other uh, external factors or things like that. And when we talk about, forest from the lens of the elderly women, so they see forest as their child, and they are protecting their child for like protecting the forest, and then patrolling the forest, taking care of the forest, and in return, forest is also protecting them in their old age.
Right, right. And this, I remember because the story that I did about the patrolling of forests for preventing forest fires, particularly, that effort is led by women over there, right? So, are there more such initiatives that are women led when it comes to conservation, protection of forests, etc.?
Yes, like rightly you said, here in Niger district of
Mhm.
Odisha, and also if we see Kandhamal district of Odisha, Mayurbhanj district of Odisha, and many other districts of Odisha also, there are immense amount of, large amount of women-led forest protection committees. There are women-led forest-based livelihood committees and cooperatives wherein, they are selling the mahua, char, all those minor forest produce, and all those things. The women not only are protecting, but the thing is they are being very much assertive in protecting this, which is again I think is very different. Just protecting with the other community members and taking the sole responsibility of protecting the forest is also something which is really commendable. And what we have seen is that they are because of this patrolling, they have to have a fight, or they are having conflict amongst the timber mafias also, who want to destroy forest, and they have their own rules and regulation in which they are punishing the timber mafias, bringing them in the village. They are also preventing the forest fires and going for patrolling specifically during summers, wherein they prevent forest fires. And even if due to a certain reason, if the forest fire is lit, they are going to prevent it whether it is day or night. And having
Mhm.
said that, if I talk about the current major global problems, like for example plastic pollution is one of the major problem which we are facing. So the indigenous communities have, leaf plates. They make leaf plates out of leaves, sal leaf and siali leaf. The women are the ones who are making these leaf plates. Women are the ones who are making carpets out of date leaves. Women are the ones who are making other commodities like chairs and tables. So all these things of women are very much in the forefront, and they have alternatives and solutions to the global climate crisis. Like for example, whether it is, water scarcity because of forest patrolling, because of forest conservation, that water rejuvenation is happening, groundwater rejuvenation is happening in their area. They have solution for the forest fires, they have solution for the plastic pollutions. And overall, if we talk about air pollution in general also, they have very less contribution to the air pollution. The major sources of air pollution in the indigenous communities area is the extractive developmental projects. It is because of the deforestation and the extractive mining which they are doing that is leading to air pollution. So if we see, they are leading a very sustainable and eco-friendly life, and which we need to recognize and give them that decision making powers as well.